Hi, my name is Rachel Beal, and I'm going to be presenting on my research topic, cancel culture and relationship management theory. My hypothesis and research question. So my research question is, how do canceled social media influencers manage their relationship with publics? So after a social media influencer has gone through a canceled situation, how do they navigate and manage their relationship with the public to either come back to social media? Do they come back to social media? Are they able to? And then my hypothesis is the more the social media influencers use their relationship management theory, the more likely they will be able to successfully return to the internet. So the more they manage their relationship and are attentive to managing it and keeping up with their followers, the more likely they can return to the internet. Okay, and then the theoretical construct. So I'm going to be analyzing 5 popular YouTubers and their canceled journey through the lens of the relationship management theory. I'm going to be asking these questions for each situation, and then also implementing the rules and guidelines of the theory to see if the theory is correct or like helps them. So the questions I'm going to be asking is what were they canceled for? Was there moral or ethical grounding for it? What was their followers' reactions or the public's reactions? Did they apologize, own up to their actions? Was the apology timely? Well, how was the apology perceived by the viewers? Did it seem genuine? Did it seem like not genuine? Did it seem scripted? Those kind of questions. And were they able to recover from their scandal? Did they lose followers/viewers? Are they not posting anymore? Are they still on the internet? And next we're going to go through my data collection. So Logan Paul, I'm going to be doing 5 YouTubers. One of them is Logan Paul, and he had an incident where he was canceled over filming a dead body, which is pretty bad. He was able to recover from the situation. Tana Mojo, she had this event called TanaCon, which was basically an ill-prepared meet and greet where her fans were able to meet her. They had to pay money, stuff like that. But the event was so poorly maintained, a lot of fans didn't even get to meet her. A lot of fans had heat stroke, stuff like that, and had issues where they were sunburned because they were waiting outside all day for an event that basically didn't really happen. And she was also able to recover from the internet. Laura Lee, she had old racist tweets that were partially, she partially recovered, but yeah, she had old racist tweets that were brought up. Sam Pepper, he did a prank where he kidnapped one of his friends and then also murdered another one of his friends in front of his friend that he kidnapped. It was a prank, so no one died, but he didn't recover because that's pretty bad. And then Jenna Marbles had an old YouTube video that became scrutinized because it appears as if she's wearing blackface, and she did not recover. So I'm going to be reviewing social media posts about each of these situations for the past 3 years, from 2017 to 2020. I'm going to be reviewing the influencers' posts around it, asking those questions I had before, and then I'm going to look at the followers and public's tweets and comments toward the influencers about the canceled situation. I will not be naming the followers, just the influencers. And then I'm going to be reviewing the numbers of followers, likes, and dislikes surrounding the time of the event or post that influencers make in their accounts. So did they lose followers? Are they still gaining followers to this day? Like, how are they doing? And then relevant literature, just go into this. I have 3 different topics of relevant literature. So my first is on the relationship management theory. So by John Lindingham, The General Theory of Public Relations. So these 2 pieces of work are just going to basically outline my explanation of if they were successful or not. So the first work is about relationship building and relationship management with publics. Expectations, benefits, common interests, and considerations are all expectations the public has for its relationship with an organization, or in this instance, it's influencers, but it requires a constant maintenance and fulfillment. So the followers basically in this situation call the shots of whether or not influencers are canceled or not, because they feel like it's like they gave them fame and they can take it away. So being a social media influencer, you constantly have to manage and fulfill their needs and wants. And if you're not doing that, you end up being canceled. So the other piece of work is public relations and relationship management, a relationship approach to the study and practice of public relations by Lendingham and Bruning. So this outlines 5 dimensions of public relationship management, which include trust, openness, involvement, commitment, and investment. So I'm going to be going through each situation, see if it checks those boxes. If it doesn't, if it relates to like them not being able to return to the internet. So another piece of relevant literature is about influencers. So I have one that's the first piece of work is followers engagement with Instagram influencers, the role of influencers, content, and engagement strategies by Tafisi and Wood. And this analyzes influencers' engagement strategies and links it to followers' engagement behavior, looking into how elements of the influencer content and engagement strategies contribute to follower engagement. And then the next piece of work is relationship management through social media influencers, the effects of followers, awareness of paid endorsements by Denise and Tuthler. The studies the effects of paid endorsements by influencers and the effects it has on their followers, cognitive persuasion, attitudinal persuasion, and behavioral intentions. So these 2 pieces of work basically outlines like how the influencers, I don't want to say manipulate, but are able to persuade their followers to either buy something or look or like paid endorsement. It's basically explaining the power the influencer has over the publics. And then the last one is about cancel culture. So how cancel culture corrupts fiction by Malcolm King. So Malcolm King is a short story writer, and he's against cancel culture because he feels like it's limiting writers' ability and to share knowledge. And he's like I said, fictional short story writer, and he feels like he can't write about like being or just about topics that are foreign, like that he doesn't possess because he's a white straight male. He doesn't want to write about people of color, and he doesn't want to write about the LGBTQI community because he feels like he'll be canceled for it because he is not it. But again, he's against cancel culture due to political ethical correctness, taking away from other people's opportunity to share information. You can't write a story with an LGBTQI theme and not be LGBTQI. And he also notes that like older books and older pieces of work would never be published today due to the sensitivity culture we are now immersed in. So he says like cancel culture is very limiting. And then What Propels Cancel Culture by Rob Henderson. And this looks into the tendencies and beliefs that fuel moral outrage and create the environment of cancel culture. Henderson develops 5 concepts and reasons for why our generation is so involved with cancel culture. The 5 concepts include social status, either you're propelling your own or you're diminishing someone else's social status, basically by pointing out that they have bad morals. And then commitment to community. The cancel culture is highlight commitment to community by like basically, especially with the COVID one, like people are traveling so much and they're like, why are you doing that? You're not committed to keeping people safe if you're traveling during COVID time, stuff like that. And then our definition of harm has expanded. And Henderson explains that we have gotten so comfortable that we don't really know like what harm is or what harsh life was like, I guess. So like our definition of harm is expanded. So we're like saying things that are offensive that are not necessarily like used to be offensive, but now are offensive. And then it forces adversaries to reveal themselves. And he points this out by saying if someone is canceled for being racist or something like that, and then someone who's their adversary stands up for them is also canceled because they're in association with someone or standing by someone who did something that was like socially or ethically like not correct. And then my anticipated problems, just collecting all necessary data within a 3-year span, and then just organizing and analyzing data in each situation similarly. I know they are different topics, but they kind of all have the ethical, moral ground of like why they were canceled, and they're all YouTubers. And I wanted to have 2 who were canceled who did not return to the internet, 2 who were canceled who returned to the internet, and then 1 who like had a partial return. And what I mean by partial return is like they don't really have as many followers, they don't really get as many views, they're not as popular as they used to be because of their canceled situation. But yeah, that is about it. Thank you.